Hi, this is Mrs. Allen, and in this video we will be looking at scatterplots and describing different characteristics about the scatterplots. Scatterplot shows the relationship between two quantitative variables measured on the same cases. We're going to be looking at their direction, form, and strength. The first term we're going to look at is direction. We're going to decide if it's positive, negative, or neither. Okay, let's look at positive first. Positive has one variable increasing and the other variable also increasing. So you can see our data points here are going from the left to the right and continuing to increase. Now let's look at negative. Negative, one variable is increasing but the other is decreasing. So we can see our data points here are going down negatively. Okay, now let's look at form. The form of one could be straight, curved, gently, or sharply, or no pattern at all. So first let's look at one that is straight. So straight would be a cloud or a swarm of points stretched out in a generally consistent straight form, and this would be linear. So you could see that these dots are going continuously in this direction, mostly around that line. So that would be a linear or straight form. The next one is when it's curved gently. Okay, so it would curve gently while still increasing or decreasing. So this one is curving gently and it's increasing, and this one is curving gently and it is decreasing. Okay, now when it curves sharply up and down, or it could go down and up. So here we have one that is going up in this direction and then back down in this direction. Okay, let's look at strength. They could be strong or weak. Our first graph is going to show strong. There's little scatter around the underlying relationship. The points are tightly packed together, so they are tightly packed around that arrow. A weak graph would look more like this. There is more scatter around the underlying relationship. So you can see that the dots are more scattered around that arrow. Okay, and we can have no pattern at all, no correlation between the data points. We can't find a pattern. It's very hard to see any relationship there. Okay, outliers, the point that does not fit the overall pattern seen in the scatter plot. So this point right here, you can see it's out of place. It's not with the other data points. So that would be considered an outlier. We always want to look for the unexpected. Often the most interesting thing to see in a scatterplot is something you never thought to look for. This is an outlier, standing away from the overall pattern of the scatterplot. Such a point is almost always interesting and always deserves special attention. You should also look for clusters or subgroups that stand away from the rest of the plot, or that show a trend in different directions. Looking at these groups could raise questions about why they are different. They may be a clue that you should split the data into subgroups instead of just clumping them all together. Alright, let's try some on your own. So pause the video, look at this scatter plot and decide its direction, form, and strength. Restart the video when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, in this graph, we can see the direction would be positive. You can see it increasing towards the right. The form would be linear, and the strength, I would say, would be strong. The dots are close together here. Okay, here's another one. Pause the video, answer the 3 questions, and restart the video when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, in this graph, we can't really tell a pattern here. It's hard to come up with a direction or form or a strength, so I would just say no correlation here. Alright, last question. Pause the video, answer the questions, restart the video when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, in this graph, the direction seems to be negative, and the form, I would say, would be straight. And the strength would be weak. The dots are not very tightly packed, so I would say that one would be weak. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you understand describing scatter plots just a little bit better. Thanks.